What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Around the Post show. This week we're going to be talking about the Minto US Open Pickleball Championships. We're also going to have our epic fail, really dude, and our top play of the week, as well as checking in with Ryan Sherry on the party bus, our tip of the week, Kyle's rant of the week, and so much more. So let's do it. Let's light that fire and let's go around the post. All right, guys, welcome to the Around the Post show. Jonny Pickleball here with Kyle Yates and Eddie from Eddie and Webby.
Look, everybody, we know you're enjoying the show, but could you prove it, please, by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel?
That's right. In the first segment that we have here on the Around the Post show, let's get right to it. Our epic fail play of the week. Really, dude? Go ahead, Eddie. Roll it. And this is brought to us by Alex Toth. So let's see what happens.
Short return. Nice little reset. And then we're dinking. Oh, maybe not. Oh!
Wait a minute. So the guy took a full-fledged backhand, and the guy is still down.
No one's checking on him.
It sounds dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's still down.
He must play soccer, too. He's always like a bit of a flop to me.
And it's not cold outside, so the ball's not going to sting that much.
Nobody's falling for it.
And you have everybody walking back saying, really, dude? Like, it's a pickleball. Which is great, but also is going to leave a great pickleball tattoo. So that's awesome, guys. That's our epic fail, which means now let's go ahead and send it actually to East Naples, because we're going to be talking about the Minto US Open this week. So we're going to go to the top play of the week. Let's check it out. This one's submitted by Nancy Robertson.
See what we got here. Little rally.
Let the play develop. Oh, Village's lob.
Sick lob. Tweener! Go, Nancy!
That's a good
Get
leg
back
kick.
in there. No way she wins this point. Oh my goodness, that's how it's done.
And definitely you have to go ahead. Let's go ahead and rewind that. I want to see that leg kick by Nancy Robertson. There goes the ball over her head, going back. Good hang time with that leg. And that's going to be our top play of the week. If you guys want to go ahead and submit your epic fail, really dude moments, as well as the top play of the week, we'll probably show it. I'm going to probably, Kyle, you think we're going to show it?
Definitely maybe.
Definitely maybe, but we can't do it unless you submit it. So you're gonna submit it to info@aroundthepostshow.com. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be coming back with a lot more action, okay? Stay with us. Coming to a city near you, the Jonny Pickleball Show. Make sure you follow at Jonny Pickleball Andrews on Facebook. And make sure to follow at Jonny_Pickleball on Instagram. See you soon.
Never miss out on new Around the Post content by subscribing to our YouTube channel. More Around the Post action starting now.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Around the Post show, and we're going to be checking in on our good friend Ryan Sherry as he's starting to prep for the night, of course, before he goes to the US Open himself. So let's see what's happening on the Ryan Sherry party bus. There he is. And Ryan getting ready for the night. Kind of subtle, kind of calm so far.
I haven't seen any of these girls at a pickleball tournament yet.
That's a good point. Yep, but there's always hope. All right, guys, so fantastic. We're going to check in on Ryan later because he's always going to give us some kind of surprise of what he's doing on that party bus. Or it could be on a boat. We don't know. That's the fun. So next thing that we're going to get into is the tip of the week. That's right. We're going to be giving you a tip of the week. Kyle, go for it. Tip of the week.
Ladies, always keep your paddle up, but guys, always protect the McNuggets.
Da-da-da-da-da. That's going to be our tip of the week. We're going to be giving you that every show, one tip at a time. You know, always trying to make everyone better on the courts. So, all right, into the next topic that we're going to get to is Kyle's rant of the week.
Pickleball is back, baby. All across the country, we're seeing tournaments back up and running, packed with players and spectators. You know, around this time last year, we got the news that US Open would be canceled for 2020. And for the casual player, it probably wasn't that big of a deal, but for months, there were no tournaments at all. And for a lot of pickleballers, the sport's not just a hobby. Pickleball is life. It's an obsession. It's friendships, self-esteem, a distraction, a career, and so much more. And when events finally came back in the fall last year, things just weren't the same. Limited draws, no spectators. The sport just didn't have that same friendly vibe that we're all accustomed to. And I don't know about you, but that's what I miss most. The camaraderie. Here in Florida, life's starting to get back to normal. But for other parts of the country, as evident from my recent trip to California, many people are still on edge. And I bring this up because in a couple weeks, the biggest pickleball party of the year is going to happen, and people better be ready for it. I'm sure there'll be social distancing guidelines and sanitizing stations or whatever else they have to do to appease the CDC and Tourism Board, but if you were actually concerned about COVID, you wouldn't be going. And for those of you who will be there, safety first, stay hydrated, and have a great time. Let's go.
All right, guys, I know I'm pumped up after that. But until then, let's take it to commercial, and then we're going to be right back to go over the US Open Pickleball Championship. Stay with us.
Does life sometimes cause you extreme heartache or stress? Do you suffer from seasonal allergies or the common cold? Then maybe you should consider Eddie and Webby. Eddie and Webby most likely won't be able to help with any of these symptoms, but Eddie and Webby do provide high-quality pickleball content on YouTube. Rare yet sometimes frequent side effects of tuning into Eddie and Webby may include uncontrollable laughter, severe entertainment, loss of appetite, or a total waste of time. Eddie and Webby may not be right for everybody, but if you like pickleball, Eddie and Webby might be exactly what you're looking for.
Do you want your top pickleball play featured on our show? How about your game face, or epic fail? Email it to info@aroundthepostshow.com.
All right, guys, now we have a lot to get to. We are back here, the Around the Post show, and we're going to be talking about the Minto US Open Pickleball Championships. Jonny Pickleball here with Kyle Yates, Eddie from Eddie and Webby. Eddie, what are your thoughts on the US Open Pickleball Championships?
I'm ready to drink my weight in Land Shark every day in the VIP lounge, so I'm pretty excited for it.
All right, Eddie, thanks for that. We always like to see what you're going to be up to at the US Open, of course, so I'm sure you're going to be taking many photos of people, and maybe someone will want to get one with you as well. So here we go, guys. Let's dive right in. The US Open Pickleball Championships. Some things have changed. It's been 2 years, okay? So it's been 2 years. We haven't been because of COVID, so we're back. And is it better than ever? TBD, right? So there's a lot going on with it. So first of all, let's clear it up, and let's talk about the sanctioning of the US Open, or is it not sanctioned? Kyle, what do you got?
The US Open Pickleball Championships is still non-sanctioned. They are too big and they kind of want to run their own, path here. So they don't really want to follow every single little guidelines of the USAPA. So yeah, they're non-sanctioned.
Yeah, now that also means being non-sanctioned, the new rules that have been put into place. So you had the let rule and the service rule of the drop serve, right? So they're pretty much going to be taking the same stance as the PPA has, and they're not going to be using it. So FYI to all those that are ready to work on their drop serve before this, stop it. At least wait or hold off for a little longer. Okay, so they are not going to be doing that. All right, so keep doing your regular serves. You'll be okay. Next thing on the topic, man, so that's the rules. The rules are, it is what it is. The venue itself has changed a little bit. They've done a little bit of upgrades to the facility, I'd say. And Kyle, what do you got?
Well, I've actually played at that facility about 10 years ago before there were any pickleball courts. So I've seen it go from a skate park and a roller rink to what it is today with, how many, 60-something courts?
62.
But since the last US Open, which was about 2 years ago, they've added some more courts. So that'll be fun. I'm pretty sure did they upgrade the bathroom facilities yet?
It's a work in progress, but I think, for that many people that they're accommodating, for the tournament, they typically only have one men's restroom. So yeah, and one women's restroom as well.
Okay. Well, there's some bushes in the back. But they have a new center court tarp overhead. Remember that big white one? Yeah, it's a beautiful royal blue one now.
Yes, it really makes, it's okay, let's be honest here. Okay, it's going to make it very difficult to see the ball sometimes. When that ball goes up, whether you see the parking lot or whatever it is, a little bit of that in between there, you can lose the ball in there. It's kind of like playing in an aquarium at the same time, which is a pretty cool feeling.
I love aquariums.
Exactly. So you really want that ocean living. That's where it's going to be, is at the East Naples under the blue tarp on center court for those that are lucky enough to get to center court. So
hey, at least it's shade and out in the blistering heat in Naples in April. That's going to be very nice.
That's right. Do we predict a You know, and everyone can get mad at me if you want, but do you predict a rain day as we usually do each year?
Yeah, it'll be 1. I mean, how long is US Open? About 8 days, so I'm predicting probably at least 1 to 2 rain days for sure.
1 to 2, over under. We'll check all that. So, okay, guys, the biggest change so far, though, and is going to be the ball change. So there has been something new, and obviously, you know, pickleball is a business. It is. So they have changed from the Dura to the Franklin. The US Open will now be using the Franklin ball, for those that did not know that somehow. And that's a big deal. And for those that don't say that it's a big deal, it's a big deal because that changes everything of the game. It's not, I'm not saying it's a bad ball. I'm just saying it's close, but it creates a different way to play pickleball and a different way to play the game. Kyle, go ahead.
I like the color.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, this is going to change everything in the sense that the ball in normally up north when it is a little bit cooler, it kind of plays like a Dura a little bit, I will say that. But down south, here in Naples, Florida, this ball is going to be very, very, very soft, okay, to say the least. So as well as, and I don't even know how many times, do you know by some odd chance, when will they even let you switch out to a new ball? When you're playing a match, will they let you do that frequently, or maybe once a game, or every other game, or how's that go?
I don't know. Hopefully every game, but I'll just have a brand new one in my pocket just in case.
Exactly. Hopefully you can hang on to that throughout the tournament. And you know, this changes the game so much. If you think that there's going to be some upsets, there might be, but they may not be upsets because this ball plays so differently that maybe this caters to some people's games. You know, having to do more. It's going to be definitely a little slower, and it could be what you think is faster, but harder to put the ball away. Yes, it's soft, in other words. So I hope that, and now, actually, when you think about it, now we have to talk about singles, okay? Let's talk about singles. Because now you're going to be playing singles with a softer ball that's hard to put away. You know who's really happy about this? Probably Frank Anthony Davis.
That guy loves to run, doesn't he?
Exactly. So this is going to be very difficult. It's going to be a scrambler, you know, kind of game. And you're also going to be using what? Hopefully some liquid IVs or some kind of IV drip or something to stay hydrated while you're doing this US Open, because I think it's going to be a lot of long points and a lot of grinding and a lot of dinking. So I think that's easily predicted.
Well, I'll let you guys deal with that because I pulled out of singles because I don't hate myself.
Yeah, exactly. I will be in singles, but it'll be a nice marathon, that's for sure. So, and it'll be an adjustment for everybody on learning what you can and can't do with that ball, but that's definitely going to change everything. And if you see some different winners this year, that may be a factor. I'm just saying. But back to the blue tarp real quick. So for all of those that are putting on tournaments and big tournaments, okay, can you guys just do us a favor? And on that center court, I know you have to get that branding out there, and you gotta make the sponsors happy, and you gotta do your thing. But please, let's stop with the white banners around it, and let's stop with the putting the center court with the glare of the bleachers or whatever it might be. You know, that's really hindering the performance of those that make it to center court. It almost seems like they don't want to go to center court sometimes.
Yeah, we've seen this before at other tournaments, World Championships, Nationals, Vegas. Various tournaments where there's either a big white wall or a white banner or white chair, something behind the court, and that glare when you're on court trying to play, trying to pick up this little light, you know, pale yellow ball, etc. It's very tough to see. It's not fun, and it doesn't make for better points. It makes it harder to play, and sometimes players would rather play on another court where they can actually see.
That's exactly right. Now, when we talk about this Franklin ball being used, a lot of people might say, well, why would they do such a thing? Well, it's a business, and that's what we're going to leave it at, and you know, that's how it goes, and there's going to be plenty more tournaments after this one that will use your preferred pickleball. So we'll leave it at that one. And for the other things that are happening now, one more thing that I want to get to as well is do you think it should be okay, Kyle, for if you're already registered for the US Open, okay? Let's say you're registered. We have 2,000 players. Stuff comes up. You know, you're dedicating a week of time out of work or whatever it might be. So if you lose your partner, right? The US Open is now saying that you have to pick somebody that is already registered, but may be on a wait list. Well, should you be able to just pick anybody that's also of that same level? Let's say of whether it be pro or amateur, more so in the amateur levels, I think this is happening. So in the amateur level, should you just be able to pick someone, anyone, that that is of that level, that is a, USAPA member or whatever it might be, but in good standing, I guess?
I can see where they're coming from. I mean, they only are allowed so many players, and if you're pulling in people who didn't quite get in or register on time, but then there's someone who did register on time that is registered to lose a partner, and then they can't play, I understand. So they're put in a pretty tough spot. I mean, they've got a lot of courts. They got a whole week. They might be able to accommodate a few extra teams, a few extra players, but I'm not the one making decisions, so it's not my problem.
Yeah, and for all those that have even thought about saying, well, why wouldn't the US Open go to 2 weeks long? Having amateurs 1 week, professionals the next week. Well, we need the amateurs to watch the professionals. And so, as well as, I'm sure, people forget about how many volunteers make the US Open even possible. And it's the volunteers and the staff of that area that really make it happen. And for all those, and to have that for 2 weeks long of volunteers, that's almost impossible, I can imagine. I'm sure it's hard enough to get them for 1 week, let alone 2. So there's a lot of little details that probably makes that very difficult. But who knows, maybe one day, right? It's always possible. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to go into is for the US Open, the divisions. Okay, so they've changed some things in this regard as well. There used to be an age division. So Kyle, go ahead, explain the age divisions. I love these, by the way. That's my thing.
In the past, not just the US Open, but nationals, other large tournaments that have amateur and professional events, professionals could play in the pro events, singles, doubles, mixed doubles, and also in their respective age skill events, meaning 5.0 plus, 19 to 25, 26 to 30, etc. So I had the privilege of playing 4 years with people my own age in those events, and this year the tournament decided that they wanted to scratch those and have a split age event where an over 15, under 50 player would play together. So I think that might be cool to watch for some people, seeing the seniors and younger people playing together to show that you could play with all different age people in the sport. But I do enjoy playing with people my own age. I don't necessarily just want to play with pros every time. Sometimes I like playing with people younger. So I feel like I'm missing out on that opportunity, but we've yet to see how that works out. Sorry, Brian Ashworth, I can't play with you this year.
Yeah, and one of the things about that age division that was so cool was, let's say it was, for example, 19 plus, right? So let's say it was 19 plus and you had a professional team, playing against two guys that were probably 3-0, 3-5 players, and that's who they get to play, but they get to play them, and it might have just been 11-0, 11-1, but that 1 point they got, those guys probably just enjoyed it to the max. And that's one of those cool things that people get to do, even if you're probably going to go on court and it's probably not going to go your way, you still get to try your best and see what you're made of versus some of the best players in the world, which is pretty cool, all at the same age level as well. So I wish they would bring that back one day. I thought that was a really cool thing. We'll see how this year's goes with the mixed age split and the men's and women's split age as well. So for the other things that we want to talk about as well, do you guys think, and for those that are out there watching, first of all, thank you for watching, but will the US Open stay in Naples? Do you think it will stay in Naples? And if you want to leave in the comments for sure, where would it go? If it doesn't stay in Naples, where would it go? Where would you want it to go? I guess would be my question. Kyle, what do you got?
Well, I know the tourism board down in Collier County really wants to keep it down there, but we'll see. I mean, it could go anywhere.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think about that. And don't get me wrong, guys, this US Open and the US Open is pretty much the closest thing to pickleball Woodstock. It is a party, and they're not even claiming it out to be the biggest, best professional tournament ever. You're calling it the biggest pickleball party. And that's how they're advertising, because that's exactly what it is. There's tents everywhere. There's everybody, having a good time, checking out all the stuff with the vendors. There's probably going to be some new smoothie thing out there that's super healthy for you, that where you're going to get everyone's going to be wearing their t-shirt, and it'll be great. And that's how it goes. And I'm sure there's going to be many more upgrades with the broadcast team that they have. I believe is still Melissa McCurley, Drew Felios, and Chad Edwards, I believe, for that. we'll see how this goes. It's always going to be a good time. I look forward to playing in multiple divisions this year. And Kyle, closing thoughts on the U.S. Open or anything you want to add with it?
You know, it's going to be a hot week, grueling for the players. So please take care of yourselves. Be sure to hydrate more than you think you need to. I personally tend to cramp at the end of a long week at the U.S. Open already. And with this ball that they're deciding to use, the points are going to be longer, more grueling, tougher to put away. So be prepared. It's going to be a grind.
That's it, guys. But always enjoy the U.S. Open and really just enjoy the moment. Have fun with it throughout the entire week. Take pictures. We'll be down there. Eddie will be down there. So perfect. That's going to be the U.S. Open and for 2021. And I'm sure there's plenty more that we can talk about with you guys. If you guys have any questions, again, leave it in the comments. We will get back to you or message us at Around the Post Show, okay, on Facebook. Find us, okay, everywhere, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know your thoughts on everything.
You know, Johnny, can we check in with Ryan? I'm curious to see what he's up to right now.
Oh, absolutely. Ryan Sherry getting ready for this year's U.S. Open. Let's check him out on the Party Boss.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Absolutely. He's with the dynamic duo getting ready for the U.S. Open. He's having a big time. And we're going to always be checking in with Ryan Sherry as he's always on the go doing something, training or otherwise. And guys, it's been a great time. Around the Post Show, Kyle Yates, Eddie from Eddie and Webby. I'm Jonny Pickleball. Thank you for joining us, and join us again next time.